Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to Saffron Mic 2. This is Saffron Mic is an evening of poetry, music, and spoken verse about Sikh issues. I want to thank you all for being very patient. Those of you who come out and who are who've been sitting here waiting for us to start up. The first Saffron Mic event happened in Slough last November, and it was a very well attended evening. It coincided with an exhibition called A Candle in the Dark that was launched by an organisation called National Sikh Youth Federation. That night we raised quite a bit of money for National Sikh Youth Federation, and this whole concept of Saffron Mic was really pushed out. So essentially what we want to try and do is give Sikhs and non-Sikhs a platform to speak about Sikh issues, to speak about everything from female feticide, to speaking about Gurdwara committees, to talking about Professor Devinder Singh Puller, which is one of the reasons why we don't have that massive a turnout here tonight. And on that note, I just want to apologise very quickly and say I'm really sorry that we're starting half an hour late. Last time we did Saffron Mic, we started dead on time. In future, I trust that Saffron Mics will be starting dead on time. We will be finished at 9 tonight, so you will be getting out on time. It's not going to be a dizzy come where it keeps going on. But we thought we'd wait until we give people some time to get here and then kick off and start properly. So that's basically what we're doing. As some of you know, as I'm sure all of you know, and I've just mentioned, Professor Devinder Singh Puller, who is a Sikh activist, is currently facing execution. He's been facing execution for like 12 years. But he was just recently moved to Tihar jail. The appeal that had been put out in his name for his death sentence to be commuted to life in prison was rejected 2 days ago, and since he's been moved to this jail where everyone knows that means you're about to get put onto the hangman's noose. As a result, loads of the Sangat from around this country that would otherwise be coming to this event are all down in London protesting outside the Houses of Parliament and whatnot. There will be quite a bit said about that throughout the night. Myself as host will probably be commenting on it too. But basically what I want everyone to take away from tonight and what we're doing here is that we've got a number of acts. All of our acts are here. They're going to be representing to you ideas that they've got and thoughts that they want to express about Sikh issues, about things to do with Sikhi and so on. And I want everyone to give them like the best of attention that they can and give them their time and space and appreciate the fact that they've come out to do all these things. As you can see from this board, tonight we're raising money for Everything's 13, and this is an organisation that, as you can see, it says Basics of Sikhi. This is a YouTube channel that if you haven't ever seen a video of theirs yet, then you probably need to start interacting in social media at some point. Guys, it's really, really popular. And the guy behind Basics of Sikhi is Jagraj Singh. We're very happy to have him here with us today. He makes a lot of videos about Sikhi, about Sikh issues, about educating people about Sikhi using modern technology, new technology, YouTube and so on. So tonight is for him. If at any moment you want to put some money, Everything's 13's way, then please just step out. Imagine that there's a Gurdwara stage here, and you know, like you would for any Kirtani, Taddi Jatha, Kathavachik, etc., just stick some money on the floor. If nobody does that, that's cool too. Jagraj ain't doing this for the money, so don't worry about it like that. But at the same time, if we could show him some of our appreciation, they're the charity we wanted to sponsor tonight, then that would be really good. Alright? So without further ado, I'm going to ask Jagraj to come up. He's our first act of the night. He is a spoken word poet, and he's also going to explain a tiny little bit about Everything's 13 before he starts his poetry. So if I can ask, this ain't a Gurdwara, so we're not working under Maryada. Although I said Fateh at the beginning. If acts say Fateh, you say Fateh back. But as an act steps up, if I could ask everyone to just give a round of applause, please. So round of applause for Jagraj Singh.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I think nearly everybody here knows about Basics of Sikhi already. I'll give a little intro, just for the sake of the people that might not have seen this, because on the channel, it'll never say my name. So most people don't know who I am. They don't know what my life is about. It doesn't really bother me either way. But sometimes in person, it's worthwhile just telling people. The reason I started this channel is something that I think people ask me a lot. So I'll just address that. It was about a year and a bit ago now, because the channel's been going for a year. And the idea for starting it came about 3 months before that. So about November last year. And I was sitting there and I watched this video about this girl, a Sikh girl. She almost converted to Islam. And she was saying in this video, it was a real life interview she was giving. She was saying, on the day I was saved by my father, he told me one little bit of history. But she goes, all these years I went to Gurdwara, I never learned a single thing. And she was in tears because her life was almost ruined. And I looked at the video and I was in tears. And the only thing I could think about doing was giving myself a good hard slap. So I did. Because I thought, it's my fault. At the end of the day, the people that are in this pant, they're the Guru's Roop. They represent him when they carry this form. They don't represent themselves. That old Jagraj Singh died. Yeah, he was a weed smoking, drinking guy. He died. Along came another Jagraj Singh with the same name, but now he's reborn in the Khalsa Panth. That's my fault. You know, and unless we take responsibility for these problems, they'll never get solved. Yeah, because it's somebody else's problem. That was the first thing. The second thing I saw was this Muslim guy, and he was running this channel, and he was doing prachar. It was good prachar. I was watching it, you know, just for the sake of it. And somebody asked him a question. They said, "What do you do about our sisters? Because you know, with them they do separate in it. They're men on one side, women on the other side." And the guy's answer was, "Stick them on YouTube. Put all your sisters on YouTube." And I thought, YouTube? And I went into YouTube and I just typed in "learn about Islam" on YouTube. And there was lessons upon lessons, lectures, whole course, everything you want was on YouTube. And then I said, let me try and see what the Sikhs had done on YouTube. And it was an embarrassment. It literally was a couple of videos, and you had to type the exact, they weren't even SEO optimized, so you could find them. If you typed in what is Sikhism, Zakir Naik came up #1. Yeah? He was telling Sikhs what is Sikhism. So if you looked at him and you didn't know what a Sikh was, you would assume he was a Sikh because he had a turban and he had a beard and he had something. You would think, this guy is a Sikh. So this is what's happening on YouTube, and YouTube is the third biggest website in the country. At that time I was working, I had my own business, and I was thinking, I can't go out all over the world. I can't do what other people are doing, but I can make YouTube videos. So I bought one of these cameras, the 550, set it up in my office, daftar, cleared the wall, and just filmed videos and stuck them on YouTube. Now if you type in what is Sikhism, that's #1 video, 12,000 views. But before that, and now it's like Zakir Naik, I think is #7. Loads of other videos have come up, and they're all within the last year. So we're starting to realize, yeah, that YouTube is an important thing. It's not about competition. The point is, we need to flood YouTube with our stuff. Yeah, that's why I film everything. Other people I said to, why don't you put yourself on YouTube? They go, oh, it's a bit rude to turn up with your camera, record yourself and stick it on YouTube. And I was like, not in today's world. It's not rude, it's the necessity. We're at war. It's a war of minds out there. Our youth are being misled 100% all the time. But we need to defend them. We need to arm them with education. But nowadays, people don't even use Google to read. The reality is, no one even wants to learn a DIY manual. They will go into YouTube and say, how do I fix this? Yeah? Nowadays, people don't want to do anything unless watch a video about it. Yeah? So we need to get on YouTube. So you budding prachariks out there, you know, you need to get yourself on YouTube. SEO that, cut it, make it simple, stick it on YouTube. Sare karo, not just me. So this was the passion behind it. I've kept it very simple, basics of Sikhi. Not much political stuff on there. I'd love to do more of it, but I'm waiting. I'm waiting because sometimes the people that do the political stuff, unless they're talking about the norm, then people don't take you seriously. So we need to start, our base needs to be to educate our youth to understand what is Ikko and God, what is the point of Sikhi, and then we can sort of guide them where to do with it next. But a lot of people, I don't know, you get labelled as one or the other, you know? It's not good, but we need to combine both. So today's track here, I'll apologise because I just wrote it on the drive up here. Typical Punjabi style, lastminute.com. There's some other stuff, but it's on the phone. I'll bring it out in a minute. This one is dedicated to Bhai Singh Rajwana. You know? Not to Professor Buller right now, because I know there's people in London right now protesting, and I'll address that in the thing. But this is called, it's for Rajwana, and it's called Oho Raj Ana. Oh, Raj is going to come, that kingdom will come. My brother, I feel your pain. Your life you sacrificed, was it for vain? You raised the Kesri Nishan, globally we heard the cry, Khalsa Meri Jaan. But now again, we beg for mercy. O Zalim government, show some clemency. You are asking for Shahidi. Sanu nahi manzoor, we ain't got your balls. So we say, let him be free. My brother, I feel your pain. Your life you sacrificed, or was it for vain? Of course not. Beanta rots, but aren't we ashamed? Teach Sikhi, you said, let me die, but let Sikhi spread. But the state of the youth will bring tears to your eyes. Everything we've already got, but we do not realize. They've trapped us in battles that we didn't choose, ensuring no matter what, we will always lose. Fight number 1, try to protest to the British government. So they will put pressure on the Indians, who are so worried they'll change their decisions. Newsflash, special report coming through. India don't care at all. Isn't it true? What's more, nor does David Cameron, or the Houses of Parliament, or the entire establishment. We've ignored our Guru's words to our peril. No one gives you rule, you have to take it. You have to have the strength to take it. No one gives you rule, you have to take it. So now, what must we do? Not overnight vigils misled our youth. Where is our strength? Where do we become majboot? Our gurdwaras, they are our root. Let me make it very clear. The revolution will start when the committees disappear. Our gurdwaras are our base. This is the foundation of our entire race. But now they run for money and account parts. Don't teach a Sikhi the ardas is a fine art. Everybody's name gets a mention. Only £5 minimum donation. Guru is the teacher, Sikhs are the students, Gurdwara is the school, but where are the classes? We've been sold a lie, duped and sold down the river. Gurdwara has become a ritual. Matha take, sit for a bit and have langar. Don't forget to drop the $5 and book your account part. Forget meeting God, the committee are all old farts. We can't even explain Ik on God. So you can see our future, uneducated, illiterate, full of passion, can't read the original words or understand them. So we don't get to stand still. Some of this stuff is published on my Basis of Sikhi Facebook page in the notes. This is the one I performed at the last Saffron mic. This one's a little bit more positive, yeah. I'm biased, Joe. I only stand for the truth. Khalsa is my life. I speak ghetto like the youth. You call us terrorists or extremists. I care not one bit. This Khalsa was Raj, and that's 100%. We don't want or ask or beg for your justice. We'll be delivering it and fighting injustice. We are working for Sarbatta Pala. We are the just. The world will accept the Khalsa. There's no one like us. Trust. There's just us. You don't believe me? Let's get a little clarity. Show me another like the 9th Nanak who bowed to the words of holy men from another religion. Show me another like the 6th Nanak who built a house of worship of another religion. Show me another like the 9th Nanak who gave his head for the people of another religion. We are not a religion like any seen before, where the manifest light of God, sword singing, bringing the cure. Tyrants rob and crush the poor. Akal Purk ki forge is pure. We seek no war, but if it's war that you bring, be aware, we got armed cause. Sarablo warriors, we hardcore. You got away with it in November 1984, but the sleeping lion is awake and we ain't taking no more. We're changing our plan and our cause. We're going global and becoming for your throne. Delhi takht pe baithegi, aap Guru ki fauj. The payback is your country. The Panj Pyare Pradhan Mantri, India will be our country. This one's about a year old. It's about the revolution. Let's see if it comes up. Sorry. Everything's on Dropbox. Go and get the signal. Has anybody seen Base of Sikhi on YouTube? Okay. This one's called Occupy Your Gurdwara. This is the Khalsa spring. Open the doors or we're kicking them in. The lines have been drawn, the battle has begun. Sorry we didn't tell you, we've already won. You only got one choice, give in and stop your noise. This time you can't win, here comes the King of Kings. The battle is not ours, we fight for him. We're just trying to be Sikh students, wanting to learn more. It's basic skills that we seek, and this is the Guru's door. Rule number 1, we don't want to join your committee. The system is broken, or should I say shitty. We won't legitimize it or seek your approval. We've got a legitimacy, we are the people. Rule number 2, we're not terrorists or religious fanatics, nor misguided youth or crazy drug addicts. You will try to incite, divide and defame. We are the sane, the calm, repeating God's name. Rule number 3, the Gurdwara is not a country. It doesn't need a president. Why are you in charge? You ain't even saying presidents. You never taught Dilruba or played tabla, no katha, no santya, no kirtan. Never saw you doing simran or washing dishes in langars. Can you be a Panj Pyara with memorized Panjabaniya? If not, please go home. You're not that clever, no here to do our seva. That's it. Okay, this one is about the Panth here, and how we got so many divisions in our Panth because we're not uniting. So, this is called, it's called Cause and Vision. Blinded by a lack of vision, the Panth stumbled and created divisions. Rebellion's lions roaring without a cause. Now, rebellion's lions roaring without a cause. Now we're ready to strike brothers with sharp claws. We never stopped to pause, check if this deal was raw. Is this the real Sikhi vision for which Shaheeds died and others are in prison? When we do ardas, do we stop to listen? Or do the words flow robotically like television? Raj Karega Khalsa, isn't that our mission? Propelled by Waheguru vision. Heavenly Bani, that we listen, defeating tyrants with precision, bringing heaven to earth, our cause, powered by one force, sings and cause, will change gravity's laws. The lowly will stand tall, great kingdoms will fall, the Khalsa will rule all, the world will applaud. Freedom, justice and equality and peace, yo, what are you waiting for? Why did you cut Khalsa? Why did you put it? Sorry for any profanity.
Okay. Thank you very much to Jagraj Singh and Basics of Sikhi and everything.
I'm going to be reading 2 poems today. They're both quite different in tone. I suppose the first one's more kind of me on a kind of bad day. The second one's kind of like a normal day, I'd like to say. Alright, so the first one's entitled Ha! Ha! It's ironic how we hate how others hate us, but hate the others how others hate us. You say it's a must, but it's the same loss of the same trust. You see a black man on the street, and then you see him on the news, and you automatically want him to lose his freedom, his life, his self-respect. Yet, the jury hasn't even given a verdict yet. Yet, you already know he done it, as his heart is as dark as the skin protecting it. Born to fight discrimination, yet our nation is inflicting it. It's kind of funny. As you dislike black people, but still want to be treated as an equal. You pick a man up and slap him back down with the very same hand. The size of your crime is on the rise. You patronize, not empathize. You love a black man if he scores in the second half on your team's and on yours and your team's behalf, but if you saw that same man when you're locking up your van, you might walk back because him being a thief won't be a shock. It's kind of funny. As India seeks As India sees Sikhs in the very same way, you're the strongest soldiers, greatest dancers and best carpenters and farmers, but artists, poets, intellectuals? Nah, that's too complex because you're dumb, young and full of rum. Is it the dumb media that left us dumbfound, or has Disney left us dizzy? We paint Sikh heroes as whiter than pearls with a pinkish hue, and the eyes are blue, and the Mughal is who looks 10 shades darker, making truth harder to relate. It's kind of funny. As you hate them how they hate us. No wonder they hate us like we hate them. It's like you're rolling with the KKK instead of the 5Ks. But you're doing it when you have both, breaking your oath. It's time we recognized and finally realized our time is to win rights for the marginalized. Find light in the dark like Rosa Parks and Malcolm X and Dr. King. Forget trying to win, be willing to die. Don't die crying, be die trying like the Ninth Master. It's like we deserve all the hatred from when we immigrated, because we treat the new brothers with the same hate we hated. It's like wherever we go, whatever money trees we grow, we remember one thing. White is good, black is bad. And I guess that means brown is kind of average. It's kind of funny. As you hate them how they hate us. No wonder they hate us like we hate them. It's time I open my mind. It's time I break the cycle. Thank you. The second one is kind of like an average day. That's kind of a weird one. The second one is entitled Duality. Sometimes when I'm turban-tying, explosive thoughts hit me, as it's me in the mirror who's trying to hit back and convince me. No winner, no loser, no one ever wins. And so the inner battle slowly begins. My monologue enters like a soft stream in a dream. I zone out and try to make sense of what it means. You think expansion of wealth so you can be comforted. I think, how can I mend health without being confronted? You watch TV and idolize a celebrity. I choose what my mind needs, keeping all of my dignity. You shout when you have a problem to make sure you're listened to. I whisper in the darkness with light glistening through. You dress in all black and want the world to think you're bright? I wear a bright palette to reflect every color within light. You think in the short term, one step at a time. I take time to map out every mile in the mind. Every time you move, the world worsens. Wreck here, wreck there. I keep walking on, even when it hurts. Step here, step there. You think the darker the skin, the badder the man. I heal racism. It's a madness in the mind of the mad. You're a boy in a man's body. Your actions are abusive. I'm from a gentleman's circle. Our actions are inclusive. You fiend for a female, giving them life. You fiend for a female, giving them trustful lies. I see a queen in a female, destroying lustful eyes. Awake from the days, and it feels like days that passed, but at last the voice of truth fades in and starts. It was that louder voice sounding so weak and meek. It's that softer voice saying, Manjit there, Jagraj. So why am I trying to change those around me? Inspiration will change those who surround me. I don't need to be convincing or fighting anyone. I battle myself with ancient weaponry, no gun. Experience becomes my arrow, knowledge is my bow. I shoot at the mind if narrow, and attack internal foes. See, the mirror forever reflects, and as the final fabric turn of the turban turns like a turbine, locking in thoughts till the next time, look yourself in the eye and find your weakness. Only then will they slowly begin to retreat from us. I'm gonna fight in the next spare second I see. Whenever it will be, this lifelong battle to be free won't be easy. Thank you. Damn!
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। This piece is called I Eat Revolution for Breakfast. I eat revolution for breakfast. My mum tells me I need to chill. Maybe I read too much, I think too much. Maybe I'm out of touch with reality. Sometimes I think I'm the only one that really can see. My community tells me I need to sit out all night in protest. So many rallies, petitions and pleas. Save Professor Buller, please, help us get off our knees. If our ancestors could see us, they'd ask, whose Sikhs are these? Parliament, High Commission, Embassy, none of these can do anything for me. Sikhs weren't born to be sheep, to follow the weak. Let's protest next week. Then what, go home? Is that really how you plan to win this fight? How does that help their plight? By sitting out all night for laws that might or might not be changed. Countries with billions of pounds of trade. We're insignificant pawns in the games they play. Wait, it's a democracy. Nah. It's one rule for me and one for you. It's one rule for you and one for me. The governments never obey the laws of the day, bedroom taxing and warring away, taking money straight out of your pay. When did you get your say? I eat revolution for breakfast. I stand fast. I will outlast. I will never move. I'm going to win this fight, not by sitting out all night. Have the soul of a lion, the intellect of a giant, and use these hands to build a better future. If you think you can sit home, watch your parents with your wife grow old, your children's lives unfold, be a part-time revolutionary, you need a reality check. Anybody that was somebody in our history gave up everything they had. Our gurus went first to answer the revolutionary thirst, so you could walk on road wearing designer clothes with your hair and beard trimmed just so-so. The only possessions I have are my books and my dangerous good looks. It was my forefathers and their kin that blessed me with this roof I'm in. My beautiful dari, the mark of a real man. The dastar, the real crown. For this we have and we will lay our lives down, but not for the cloth. We've got plenty of that. For the ideas and the revolution, it wraps around your life. For never giving up the fight. For bringing beyond the grave the revolution that's ingrained in my existence as a Sikh. To fight the slavery of the weak of mind. To walk the path that is divine, to toe the revolutionary line. This revolution is alive if you pick up a book, flex your intellectual might, know what your revolution's for, so you don't have to go door to door asking, what is this revolution for? If you know the latest media whore, but you don't know what Professor Singh stood for, or the power of Kapoor Singh's vision, you need to break free from your mental prison. Study Gurbani. Answer your spiritual plight. If you can't read Gurmukhi, you'll forever be looking to others to lead the way. I'm lost, I'm astray. You don't need no middleman, no leader to show the way. The path of revolution was revealed to you from Guru Nanak's day. If our community thinks they can get justice from any government, they're mistaken. Why is our faith in Akal Purakh so shaken? Never has it been like this. When we were new and oh so few, we challenged and overthrew empires like the world never knew. But we forget. Live the revolution each day. Get up in the morning and pray. Let them not die in vain. Go beyond just feeling their pain. Study, read and grow. Everything's out there for you to know. Let the revolution be alive again through sword or pen. Eat revolution for breakfast. This is the piece I wrote for the first Saffron mic. The one I wrote just now, I was inspired, as obviously you can tell, by events that are happening recently. My disagreements with certain actions our community has decided in their wisdom to take. So this piece was wrote when I was in a bit of a happier mood, last Saffron mic, so I'll share that with you. It's called An Ode to the Warrior. I am a Sikh, unshorn hair and a turban I do keep, wooden comb to keep neat, iron on my wrist, iron at my waist, white cotton, my modesty and agility in haste. I become the flag, my first steps I take, it has begun. Gifts of the 10 kings who are as one, servants of the Lord, the one creator. In their eyes all are equal, no one greater. Their love, stemming from the one, is so great. In their affection, they allow me to become their humble reflection. Their greatest gift is that I act in their name, with no king, no high priest, no law to be a slave. True freedom in its most dangerous form, given in witness and with the insignia of the divine. I walk on their path with mine own head in mine own hands. My true life begins. Vows of courage, love, meditation, charity, honesty, freedom, justice, and equality, a baptism of prayers, sweet water stirred with a sword, open to all, divine nectar of the Lord, transforms. It gives strength beyond words, creating lions from sheep, doing deeds unheard, a bond so deep, roots of the earth in envy do weep, mountains hold no strength, the sky no expanse. My heart is so large, all the peoples of the world flow as my blood. I am no person's judge, that is for the Lord. Only to fight evil I am sworn. From sweet iron, a saint soldier is born. An oath I make. From this day forward, I will never break. From one God, the Creator, I must never be an oppressor, rather a liberator. With my sword, I protect the weak. Never in anger, in hate, in revenge will I strike. Justice, freedom, and truth I reap. Foes fear my might. Like stars in the night, I shine when darkness is bright. Hard times my water, hunger my bread. No fear of pain nor of death. I live with the Lord's name on each breath. Greed, ego, and lust, my greatest enemies. Their fire I do not feed. A mortal being, hear my prayers in times of need. Make me the destroyer of tyrants, the bane of evildoers. Let me crush demons with savage blows, a fury, a terror for evil to behold, a woe unto foes. In perfect harmony I meditate and fight, a balance of supreme love and pious might. Guide my vision with your divine light. May I always stand for the true. From anger my soul do keep. May I be attached only to your feet. See your image in all the people I meet. Loyal to innocence and all that is right. Share what you give my whole life. Never judge by caste, color, gender or creed. Feed the poor and serve those in need. May I always be a true Sikh. Never worship idols or follow the weak. No man is my master. I do not live for the hereafter, nor for tomorrow. I am a true Khalsa. The kingdom of God is on this earth. Without love for all, I have no worth. Gold has less value than dirt. My riches are my deeds. A sharp sword, a fast steed, righteous companions. On this path are all I need. Heaven is the existence I create with my actions. Protect me from transgressions and distractions. My revolution is within my soul. I conquer my mind, I conquer the world. Everything I have learned, I have been told. Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, a wonder to behold. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Shamsher Singh. That was...
So I'm not good with people skills that much, but if
you cut me, I know I bleed. Revolution, that my blood is named to die free. Like my nightmare star getting his head chopped off in order to save the inner faith. Every man must decide he's ready to give his life anytime. Anytime, yeah. Like my ancestors on the battlefield, killing 125,000 from one night at a time. Hearing the ancient battles of milk, clinking in my land. Meditate it like a souvenir, like I'm taking the sand. Taking the sand, they're about to make history that school teachers can't lie about it. Lie about it. Overload like the population getting too crowded, getting too crowded, getting too crowded. And it's been 4 years. But my power will never be divided like a federal. To the human race, I'm a mystery like an extraterrestrial. They saw from Punjabi blood, sea warriors, the greatest warriors on earth. Blood. Next one. Through the blood and the bodies, I try to stare at God. Through the horizon, living to stay out of trouble. Every day I miss a line in my blood and spilled blood, so I was born with blood on my hands. For my lungs to blow power to the people before the blood overrides my glands. Most of our leaders befriend their own enemies and lead our people with their left hands. So if you're taught to fight your own people, ain't it hard to do the equation? Your shot caller is the head of the enemy's agent. With one power, it's harder for them to shoot, resist against the nukes, make them choke on their own puke. They forced us to bathe in, and we call it poverty. The day we truly know who we are is the day we understand our sovereignty. Yo, I was a man, but from death I'm living in a hurry. So when I rap about the truth, I tell mom not to worry. She didn't plan to have a son who bows his head to a gun, or I'm hungry for justice. And fake MCs like I'm a poverty kid living in Africa. I turn your life upside down like the Nazi swastika. I'm feeding knowledge to the youth, and for dessert I feed them your brain. Hang you from your arse, your record label, building with your chain. My art of was deceiving like a priest, living in a medieval church, taking justice away like the bullet that took her. Life becomes free from a dead man's perspective, like telling no abuse it paid, the Lord is corrected. How they say my kirpan is an offensive arm. The government is robbing us and causing us harm. Power to the people, take the rule away like we're building a power plant. Yeah, that's done.
Alright, Nameless, I'm going to ask you to step up again one more time. Because if you step up, we got our next act and you're going to be spitting alongside him, is that right? Yeah, see, I ain't got the DJ skills, but I've got the lingo down. They're spitting. Alright, so if you want to use up on this mic, if that's cool, and I'm going to have you up front. You sure? Okay, so the next act that we've got, this is another rapper from down south, this is Jags. Give it up for Jags, please.
Underground like drains, body in chains, but my mind's free from a war, but my soul's got blood stains. I think I was born in the wrong age, like I would be killing oppressive kings. Lions never step back, and I don't look back, and that's why my name is Singh. Hypnotized by the TV, what you're watching is lies, celebrity bullshit. Don't you hear your people's cries? That's why my music ain't going far, cause nobody wanna listen. Their mind's corrupt and having something in their life is missing. They sniff cocaine till they're broke and have an ask if this is living. They wanna get away from reality, so everybody's secretly looking for freedom. When the revolution comes, we won't really need them. I'm moving silence like the voices of the tribes, kids seeing their mothers die, innocents in Afghanistan. Today's slavery is not given physically, but given mentally.
Why, oh why, is the world come true? Why, oh why, does it happen to you? These questions amaze me. What a mind to be crazy. What a mind to be fight. Now we lie down, let's right now. I used to fight here for the Jawan, now rude boy, where where is your orange bandana? In the street shouting Zindabad. Tell me, boy, what you got for your reward? Wait, is that right? No, wait. Sorry, I was going over the hook. I used to fight here for a Joanna. Rude boy, where is your orange bandana? In the street shouting Zindabad. Tell me, boy, what you got for your reward? Cause I got nothing out of it. Doubt the shit in the delicate observation. Try and maintain the range a little mind. Now what did we gain? I think away for the enemy. Now the heathens to blame. I couldn't see, but now I see. I tarnish the blind. The enemy laugh at me cause I can't see between the lines. The reason the enemy coming the way they don't wanna believe. The heathen man. The enemy coming the way they don't wanna believe I'm a demon. Damn, for the way that we gonna calm our mind, tarnish everything, I'll leave them behind. That's the way that we are going to live and relieve everyone who the one believes. Why oh why is the world come true? Why oh why does it happen to you? These questions amaze me. What a mind to be crazy. What a mind to be fine. Now we lie down is right now. What's the next one? Yay! This next one was it was kind of my frustration at the way the media was showing everything that happened with what's his name, General Bra. And the whole situation that happened with him when he came to London and apparently was stabbed by 4 cloaked up Singhs. So, yeah. ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਆਇਆ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਸਪੀਕਰ ਮਰਕੇ ਨਬਦਾਲੀ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਗਿਣ ਕੇ ਮੁੰਡਿਆਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਹੋ ਬਬਰਕਾਲੀ ਖਾਲੀ ਦਿਮਾਗ take a swift minute now who's in charge shout inqilab for the people's freedoms in Punjab. Bubbles laughing hard, Sikh nahi banda with a blue chola and at the start. One of the weak memories in me shouting Zindabad. What are the outcomes or even a reason? Was he in there for more than just treason? Or is it the orange season? Think about the Ronic he caused and did we release him? Reap out the deep end, sweep while we're sleeping. Give me your mind, let me light up the beacon. We used everything we had to make an egotistical racket. We're glad to make some noise, have no outcome. Because we weren't raised like a fucking seed once! I'm gonna try and sing this. I'm gonna try that. So this is the hook. Almost finished. That's me playing the dilruba in the background though, so. What is the truth? And who do we stand for? Now what is the proof? You be needing the land for. And is there a more ever thought in the mind, the time to define, and more than one line to climb the runaway to improve the youth? These issues used as an excuse. Just listen to the difference and explain pain and resistance. The existence of this knowledge used to consume you and demolish. Get the anger and the pride, divide the side. Enemy combine the speed that we divide. Nowhere to hide on either side. Now tell me who lied, it was you. Your friends and your family, consumed in ego gradually, believing and building a fantasy that we even adhere to the past and seeking of the task is too hard. Now you weak sons of bitches move along your facade. This next one was it's just a situation on the Indian law towards women, and like how someone could just sexually violate a woman with a pole and not get prosecuted. The whole situation with that, and that just, it made me feel something. I thought I needed to say something and speak upon it. So, India, India, India. Idiots moving delirious, serious things are happening. For the enemies, they come now the way the world is now backing him. If India was a man, how the fuck you think he'll treat his women? Description of the system, open the thighs, open the wife with the stick in. Sorry is ripping, not able to move position, wriggling. No difference, suddenly you get it, so let's get it more vivid. His grip is so hard, the nails start to break skin. Held in his hand, the pole about to break in. Not a virgin, but that pussy torn and blood's piercing. Pushing so hard the dead baby starts kicking. So it was not considered rape. So sticking a hoe was not considered. She was a girl, but you killed her. Before she turned Bromhilda, instilled her with fear of becoming anything. She's about to run riot against all of you. Grab a gun, place it on your tongue. These memories torture you. These memories torture you, but these memories torture me. From the killing spree that has begun. From the culture that's only blessed when you have a son.
Now how the fuck this creep into my Punjabi culture
as I stick a fist up in the wound. Sorry little miss, but this ain't your room. Grab her by the head, start up with a little light sound I count right now. Let's focus on promoters. What the hell have you sold us? Disregard us, mold us into cold hard regardless. I tarnished with the spiritual mind residual.
Spiritual imbalance residual.
How the fuck you cut your umbilical? Yeah, sorry, that was a bit there. Thank you.
The main piece I want to share with you today is a piece that I wrote after reading about some cases when learning about 1984, what happened. It's a piece about the genocide committed in Delhi, which I'm sure everybody knows about. The piece I want to share with you is a rap written in the perspective of one of the mothers that was that found herself part of the carnage of 1984. I don't want to live cause I feel so alone, consumed by my hate and now my heart's turned to stone. So many tears as I face all my fears, feeling the pain now for 29 years, and I can't take more of this thing they call life. My thoughts kill my brain like the cuts from a knife, and still I try and put my memories aside. Cause when I think it's like mental suicide, no matter what I do I can't stop feeling sad. Even when I think of good times that we had, happier than anyone would have guessed. A normal family sharing the love we were blessed, yo. My husband never stepped on the war scene. He didn't want to leave our daughter who was 14. He always said she was the light of his world. I love her so much, but she was always daddy's girl. This was it, the life we enjoyed. All of a sudden though our dreams were destroyed. The one night, yo, we just heard the news. We didn't understand, got a little confused. Cause they were saying that we broke their trust and they were gonna come around killing people like us. And then it happened, the sound hit my ear of people crying outside with pain and fear. My husband got his gun from the drawer. He said stay calm while he checked all the doors. But then we found that it was too late. The men already ran in through the front gate with matches, petrol and bars of metal. We weren't even part of the fight that they wanted to settle. My husband protected us as he would. He loaded up his gun and shot as many as he could, trying to get his family out of the submission with just 6 bullets as his total ammunition. Fired his last and I hear what he said. He told me and my daughter to go hide under the bed. But I was shook, I couldn't move when I tried. Told my daughter that I loved her, but she had to go and hide. I saw my husband when he dropped his revolver, hitting the floor when he got shot in the shoulder. And even when they start to kick him on the ground, he stresses about us as he tries to look around. And this is when I feel my heart begin to rot. I start screaming and I'm begging him to stop. Cause then his bug, they started to remove, tied his hands behind his back with it so that he couldn't move. Shouting at him as they hold him in the corner. Tell your woman to shut up, you better warn her. Cause if you don't, yo, we're all gonna make her. When we beat her to the ground and we rape her. But then one man came across and he said, look who I found hiding underneath the bed. We'll go ahead and rape their daughter instead. My husband cries out while I'm wishing I was dead. I try and move, but they hold me from my neck, forcing me to see my world turn into a wreck. My daughter shouts out for us so she knows what's gonna happen next when they're ripping off her clothes. My husband cries out, his heart burns. They rape our little girl and they're taking it in turns. We have to listen to them calling her a whore. I beg for them to kill us because we can't take anymore. And when they finish all, they reach for the can of petrol to do what came next on the plan. Emptied the can onto a tire, put it round my husband's neck and then lit it on fire. I kept wishing that I was just dreaming, and in any minute I'd be waking up screaming. But he was dead and it was all too late. The men just walk away as they reach for the gate. My daughter stands there crying as we're stunned. I'm screaming as I hold the burnt body of my husband. They knew exactly what they put us through, and that's why they didn't throw me and my daughter on the fire too, so that we'd have to live the rest of our lives suffering until finally death arrives. So that was it, and now my world's in a state. The government is saying that they're gonna compensate, but yo, how can they fix it with paper when my daughter still walks past the people that had raped her? Plus the money that they gave, how was that enough to get us by? Now we're on the streets living rough. So now we're homeless, helpless and soulless, but the flames in my mind still burn in the coldness. That's the main piece that I wanted to share with you guys, and honestly that's the only thing that I've prepared. But in the light of the situation, it's Vasaki, a bit of a track that I was working on years and years ago. I just flicked through my laptop and I found something that I was writing, and I thought it might be a good way to lift our spirits on this day of Vasaki. I mean, what I've just rapped about, obviously we should never ever forget that those atrocities happened to us, but I think in the light of the situation it'd be nice just to pay tributes to Guru Gobind Singh Ji on the blessed day that he's given us. So this is just like one part of a song that wasn't finished. Yo, I'm R-E-A-L-I-S-T, living strong with the grace of Guru Gobind Singh Ji. But it ain't me that I want you to see, but the power of my king that went down in history. It ain't just what he does now, it's what he did. Like being a warrior since he was just a kid. He took the world from the age of 9 and ran it, and all his words had the power to crumble the planet. His battle cries made the dark skies rumble. His army fought like there were lions in a jungle. That's why I'm always gonna pack my short blade, and so I can remember sacrifices that he made. Since he was born, it's a struggle that he's gone through. He didn't have to do it if he didn't want to, cause yo, you'll never see a king that'll live it rough. He could have sat and did nothing like Queen Elizabeth. Instead he clenched his fist before he rolled the dice, playing the game to see the things he had to sacrifice to keep the Khalsa alive. What was it worth? A father, 4 sons, and the woman that gave him birth. But now he's still fighting on with salvation, stays close, living within his creation's foundation. I say with no hesitation, he's the Khalsa, that ain't personification. So if we all come together, we might just conquer the game and be brave and righteous and keep fighting whatever the weather, cause we gotta keep our brave king living forever. Yo, we gotta keep our brave king living forever. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, happy Vaisakhi to everyone.
There's so many records like that out there. There's so much stuff we've got. There's so much material we've got. And all we need is a community to actually get active and interested in it, to go out there, listen to it, find it, and kind of put it out there, give birth to it. It's all really inspiring, so thanks very much for coming down. Last act we've got of the evening. I'm going to ask a rapper who some of you may have seen on YouTube. He's collaborating with pretty much everyone, it seems. We've seen him a couple of times on YouTube collaborating with big artists. I think he's getting bigger and bigger, so we're real proud to have him here as well. If I can ask MSG, come up to the stage.
कुछ बोलने तो पहला सब तो पहला वाहेगुरु जी का खालसा वाहेगुरु जी की फतेह. Like to pick up Saffron Mike team who invited me here. They बहुत शुक्रगुजार है इन्हां दा ते बेसिक ऑफ सिक्खी भाजी सैल्यूट ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ जो ਤੁਸੀਂ मैसेज स्प्रेड करते पे हो. दैट्स वेरी गुड. और जेडे डोनिंग स्टेज जो हो रहा है पता नहीं क्यों हो रहा है, लेकिन जो भी है चलो महाराज जी कृपा रहे. हाँ जी भाजी. हाँ जी मेरी मां ने शासन ना करियो जेल लगे मैं बोलदा झूठ उठे मैनू वट दियो सच्चाई सरकार नू चोटी सुई वर्गी ये लड़ाई साडे हक दी खत्म कर दियो बेरोजगारी बंदे मरदे पए हर थां पैसा पीछे भजदी पई दुनिया हले भी मैं उड़ी करदा प्यार कदों साडे वीर होणगे रिहा 10 साल दी सजा होर वधाती खून खुल उठिया गल सुनो ए फुदू सरकारी तेरे उत्ते नहीं फबदी आ सरदारी सीट उठे बैठ के तुसी करदे पए मौजा तुसी नहीं बंदे चंगे मेरे कोल नहीं वेख्या जांदा साडे वीर पैणां दा दर्द उथे मारदे पए हर थां सरकारी बंदे हसदे पए हाँ हाँ मैं जिथे भी जावां सारियां नू पैगाम पहुंचावां भरोसा ना करियो मीडिया ते सरकार वाले बंदे आते आजो आप सारे इकट्ठे हो जिए रल मिल के रचिए इतिहास उदों ही बुझनी मेरे दिल दी भड़ास जेड़े पौंदे ने वर्दी खाकी उन्हां सामने मैं एह आवाज चुकनी कोई ते सोचो क्यों हुंदी पई ना इंसाफी क्यों सुनाई साडे वीरां नू फांसी सरकार ने हद करती मेरे गाणियां उत्ते बैन लाता दसो मैं की गलत कीता की गलत सोचिया प्यार फैलावा अते प्यार लवा रब दे दित्ते होए असूलां ते तुरया रेडियो ला के मेहनत करते ने 2 वक्त दी रोटी आके तना चौपट करते ने 2 वक्त दी रोटी वो खाना चाहे ता भी चैन नहीं खा सकते बम्बे में जद होए बॉम्ब ब्लास्ट पुलिस सरकारां ने बंदे फड़े साडे वीरां ने मासूमां नू बचाया उन्हां ते ही तुसी दोष लाते हाँ आज ये सच्चा सिखी मैनू जान नालों प्यारी एक गल करदा प्या सच्ची MSG मैं जिथे भी जावां एहो मैं सारियां नू पैगाम पहुंचावां Before I start the second track that's called Helpless Delhi, obviously the gang rape which happened last year, so we sit together, it was like very embarrassing, so we did the track, you know. So the video is out, it's called Helpless Delhi. I don't know whether anyone's seen or not, so that's the track called Helpless Delhi. So I don't know anyone of you Sat Sangat ji understand Hindi, because this track was in Hindi, because obviously I'm born and brought up in Mumbai, so my parents from Punjab, obviously. Yes, Hanji Bhaji.
Even over the last, years or
Can I
so,
hand you up, please?
Increase in the past 40 years
Please.
in India of this kind of
Just as
violence against women. It's always been the case. It's not new as such. To be a woman in India is not an easy proposition.
There were men and there was no one to support us.
बहुत बढ़िया जी, बहुत बढ़िया। Yes. Peace be upon everyone. You know, we live in a cold world. Let's show some unity. You know. हमने महसूस किया है अपनी बहन का दर्द अब इंसाफ दिलाने वाले चल बाजू हट तुम लोग क्या समझे एक लड़की का दर्द सरेआम होते बलात्कार क्या करती है सरकार 6 जन को कर दो उस जनता के खिलाफ वही दिलाएंगे उस मासूम बाप को इंसाफ मुझे बताओ इस घटना के बाद क्या लड़कियां हैं सुरक्षित दो मुझे जवाब शीला दीक्षित यू ऑल पॉलिटिशियन बुलशिट ऐसे दलिंद्रों को तो गोलियों से उड़ा देना चाहिए पर सरकार को तो सिर्फ नोट चाहिए जब नारे जनता लगा रही थी तब कहाँ थे बाकी के सेलिब्रिटी अब बहन नहीं रही अब जाए बच्चन और सोनिया गांधी क्यों दिखा रहे मगरमच्छ के आंसू मनमोहन सिंह तो है उनका चाटू Her second verse as well that was featured the rapper called Big Cakes is known like the group called People's Army the low key Akala everyone so watch out for the album coming out his verse Guinea so the soul of Damini God rest your soul don't know alright MSG told me I rarely watch TV then he shot me G I won't do his part otherwise he's gonna feel sad what I was saying but I'm not too good in English so but you can show him support brother can please have some camera if he sees you know what I mean some people supporting my brother Big Kicks Big up to him. Without Singh cost the first stone. It don't say we can't shoot you in your flipping phone. Deserve to get hung like we cut the phone. Or get left out like the people. Big up my brother Big Cakes. My album coming up called Spread the Message. With no regard for the victim when you did that.
A 23-year-old girl who was gang raped in
one more verse, so bear with me please.
On the 16th
By the time I should say I'm known as MSG, I'm there on Twitter as well, at rapper MSG, I'm on Facebook. And my album called Spread the Message, releasing 24 August, features Akala, we got Logic and everyone. सब कुछ जानते हुए भी ये है कह डाला सब ठीक है अब ये बोल बच्चन मुझे मत दे उस मासूम बाप के बारे में सोचो अरे इंसाफ उसे तुम दिला दो क्या बीत रोएगी उस बाप पर तुम क्या जानो अगर कोई कहे सच उनका मुंह तुम नोट से बंद कर डालो जब नारे लग रहे थे पुलिस वाले लड़कियों पर लाठियां मार रहे थे You fucking idiots, how dare to touch my sisters? Listen you all Mr. Officers हफ्ता वसूल करना है आता पर मासूमों को इंसाफ दिलाना नहीं आता अब क्या करेगी आम जनता ये गवर्नमेंट पपेट्स मन करता है खींच के देने एक helpless Dilly rest in peace sister Damini will fight for justice. So before I start my third track, it's called No Justice, featuring one of my favorite artists called Logic. You know, big up to my brother. So yeah, man. Before I start, I just would like to say my new video releasing like before end of this month. It's called Mahoon Nation. Obviously, the track is on Mahoon Singh. It's not like something I'm saying up to him. It's just like kind of message which like to spread like you know. Before I start my last track, No Justice. The features Logic, so I just want to say 2-3 lines for just like a freestyle. बदल गया ने रावा बदल गया सरकारा किन्नू दोष दवा सोनिया गांधी दा पवाड़ा अज भी उड़ी कदों वीरा ने रिहा होना जेल च पाते साडे वीर बलवंत सिंह राजौड़ा ते जगतार सिंह हवारा. Track called No Justice. First verse from my brother Logic. ध्यान ना सुनियो मेरा वीर की कह रहा ना इंसानियत ना कुछ पैसा सब कुछ. I am not one of them, I am one of me.
I'm trying to dodge the mark of the beast.
I traveled to the Middle East,
never got to see the
reach park.
The poverty was over hard to
get past. No justice, no peace.
Globally the people don't get on with police. And I believe that the media breeds the ignorance. It's a tool for them to mislead.
Can I have 1 second please? Please. Really sorry for that. Just support my brother Logic, People's Army. You can follow him on Twitter at Logic Army. Challenging from Libya, Palestine, Iraq, and Afghanistan, Bosnia.
You terrorize the world and you wonder why the
people shout Bosnia. No justice, no peace, no war, no beef.
We won't let you
judge us.
No justice is just us. No justice is just no peace.
Yeah.
No wars, no peace.
Listen.
No justice is just us.
अत्याचार करना ते रिश्वत लेना इन्ने इंडियन सरकार दे काम लोकां दे कन्ना च कर रखया इन्हां ने दम. जे तुसी हो गरीब तुहाडी कोई इज्जत नहीं जे तुसी हो अमीर तुहाडे च कोई इंसानियत नहीं. तुसी जुल्म करदे रहो असी जुल्म सहंदे रवांगे पर सच्चाई दे राह च जरूर चलदे रवांगे. जेड़े आंदे ने सानू माड़ा उन्हां नू मुंह पर जवाब जरूर दवांगे. इतरा दे भी ने बंदे जो कदी किसे दे बारे नहीं सोचते. इतरा दे भी ने बंदे जो सिर्फ अपना मतलब कढ़दे ने. किस खुशी च तुसी साडे वीरां नू जेल च पाए हुए ने जिसने बचाया साडी कौम नू ए ओही ने. टाइटलर कुमार नू ते तुसी नहीं फड़दे पए बस गरीबां ते तुसी अत्याचार करदे पए. इतरा ही और इतरा ही हुंदा रहना पर मैं पीछे नहीं हटना. वार वार मैं एहो किंदे रहना जिंदाबाद राजौड़ा जिंदाबाद जगतार सिंह हवारा. असी नहीं सीखी किसे नू ठेस पहुंचानी दे दो साडे वीरां नू रिहाई सरकार बस जांदी अपनी जेब भरनी. So thank you very much. मैं बहुत वडभागी हां तुसी मैनू सद्दिया इत्थे ते हाँ जी वाहिगुरू जी का खालसा वाहिगुरू जी की फतेह
Okay, बहुत धन्यवाद MSG ਦਾ I'll trip it Punjabi because he's Punjabi, but thanks very much. My man just dropped so many names. Akala, Loki, Logic. If you're not into UK hip hop, those are big names. Akala is a really big name. So it's amazing that you're working with those people. So congratulations to you, well done for that. We're just going to close up now on Saffron Mic. I'm going to ask Jagraj Singh, who opened up. He's going to close by reading one poem. So you're just going to keep it tight. One poem, and then we're going to.
Load on them. Just a load for it. Just one. Let it load. Let it load. It's loading. While it's loading. It's loading, the other poem is loading. I'm just read up something while it's loading. Oh Guru, it's our birthday. Fulfill my desire. Let me express these feelings that burn like a fire. I joined your sovereign panth called the Khalsa. Now I look around, questions I can't answer. Every day twice, I read Anand Sahib. Sabna Galla Samrat Swami, Sokyo Mano Visare. He's powerful in all things. Why does your mind forget him? So says our King of Kings, true Emperor of the world, but we forget him in a second. I'll prove it, don't just take my word. Why do we protest at rallies and all-night vigils at number 10 to earthly powers and men like David Cameron? He wasn't even there. He was in Germany, the country that sent Professor Buller on an extradition treaty, back to India, where he's now due to be hung. But here the Khalsa is holding his breath. Don't kill him, let him live. We beg for mercy. Let him live a long life. Oh please, we entreat thee. When did we ever ask our Guru for his opinion? Take a hukumnama like he told his children. If you seek my advice, read the words of the Granth. This is the hukum he left to his Nyara Panth. Now tell me if the Panch Pyare were there last night. If a hukum was taken on how to make this right. Not very likely. We've made our Guruji mute. After every Kirtan program, we make our move. Hukumnama untranslated, no thoughts can take root. We came and enjoyed your only a book. Just a point to note, why are we asking for his long life? Was Guruji wrong then to sacrifice his 4 sons' lives? Twice daily, we say these words in Binti Chope. Maran kaal ka tras ne variye. Maran kaal ka tras ne variye. Please destroy my fear of my time of death. Please destroy my fear of my time of death. That was while it's loading. I wrote that earlier on. Getting all the stuff that I wrote on the way up. Hopefully it's loaded now. Some programs.
Sing, leave them wanting more, leave them wanting more. If it's not loaded, leave them wanting more. Go.
No. Just need 3G over here. Everybody say Waheguru. No man, that was the one I got on the way to meantime.
Leave them wanting more. You just pulled one. Come on, let's put it.
But even that would kind of work.
Guys, I'm going to sit down.